Hello everybody, I thought I would do a little taste test today on a couple of unusual fruits that are of interest and are ripe now. And one I'm going to start with is the New Zealand lemon. And just for comparison, I've added a Meyer lemon just so you can see the difference between New Zealand lemon and the Meyer lemon. And for comparison's sake, also I've got a Karachi, which is kind of a sweet lemonade, but it's definitely a mandarin, but to give it some comparison to the New Zealand lemon. And finally, an Oroblanco grapefruit, which is a grapefruit pomelo hybrid from California. And what makes it a good choice for here in the Southeast, at least in the part where I live, is it is early ripening and it's a low heat grapefruit. It ripens fairly early in the season. I tried one about 3 weeks ago. It was just wonderful. It's fully ripe now, and so well, I guess we can start with Oroblanco. It is a California hybrid developed where for California where they have less overall heat. It is a pomelo grapefruit hybrid, and it's kind of shy to bear. I've had mine for a long time. It started out in a container and lived there for a very long time. I did plant it finally this year, and I'll protect it as needed, but it had really good growth this year and produced about a half dozen fruits, which for the size it is, pretty good. And so I was pretty excited by that. It's not known as a real heavy bearer anyway. So we'll take a look inside, and this is what it looks like. You can see it's got a very grapefruit-like interior with unlike grapefruit, it has a kind of a hollow core, very hollow core, very golden color, hence the name. And very, it's definitely, you can tell the pomelo in it. It's got large pulp vesicles, and it's fairly dry. It's definitely not as juicy as a regular standard grapefruit, but it separates well. It's not quite as dry as the pomelo. It does have grapefruit, a lot of juice like a grapefruit, but just not nearly as much. So we'll give it a try. It's extremely sweet. It doesn't have any grapefruit bitterness. So it kind of tastes like a juicy pomelo to me. I really like it. I look forward to getting more and having that as part of our repertoire as far as what we have in the winter and citrus. So the next one is New Zealand lemonade and New Zealand lemon. And I really wondered when I first got it if it would just be another mandarin that kind of had a lemony flavor, but it does appear to be a true lemon, or at least a lemon hybrid. The flowers are purple tinged like you would expect. It looks like a lemon in the sense that it's got lots of sections and a fairly solid core. It is a little more golden than typical for lemons, but otherwise I think most people would identify it as a lemon. So we'll see if we can get a little bit taken off there. It's not as juicy as some lemons, certainly not as juicy as Meyer, but pretty juicy. And take a test. It's very sweet. The biggest drawback that I would say for it is the peel is very adherent, and because of the solid core, it's pretty hard to separate into sections. So you really have to cut it. It doesn't peel away very easily, but it does have a very sweet, clean lemony flavor, kind of like pre-sweetened lemonade. And that's kind of why I compared it to Karachi, which is right here. Karachi is one I've grown for a long time. In Texas, of course, it's called the lemonade tangerine for good reason. And as you can see, these are very ripe, and the peel at this point just basically falls off of them. It's really hard to beat as far as a sweet lemony mandarin. If I had to choose between the two of them, I probably would choose Karachi for two reasons. One is it's a lot easier to peel and eat than New Zealand lemon. The other thing is that this is still in a container. I doubt I will put it outside, because if it has true lemon ancestry, and it probably does based on what I can see, it's probably not going to have much cold hardiness, maybe mid-20s at that, maybe. So probably start experiencing damage in the upper 20s, and that's just too high for my climate. So I'll probably either keep it in a container or maybe give it away to somebody who can grow it outdoors. But it was a great. I really wanted this to see what it was, and to see what I could do with it. And it's a nice fruit. It really is. Just probably not practical for where I live now. But if you live somewhere where you can grow it, and you want a really sweet lemon, it definitely is that. You could make your own lemonade without adding any additional sugar. And of course, Karachi is very hardy to zone 8 and probably fulfills many of the same purposes as New Zealand lemon. So that's our comparison today. Hope you enjoyed it. And we will continue as we move forward to try different things. And if you have anything you'd like to see, if I have it, I'll certainly add it and compare it to something else, or just have it stand alone. Thanks again. I hope everybody has a good day.